You could leave life right now. Let that land, not as a threat, not as a dark thought to carry through the day, but as the most clarifying question anyone has ever asked. If this were your last hour, would you still be doing what you are currently doing? Would you still be saying what you are about to say? Would you still be giving your attention to what currently holds it? Marcus Aurelius asked himself this every single day. Not from fear, from precision. He was the most powerful person on the face of the earth. And still he sat with a journal, by candlelight, and examined his own soul before the world could claim him. That is where we begin. Lesson 1. Greatness is not what you keep. Where to use this? When you are tempted to prioritize your own comfort over the people who need you, there is a story that does not get told enough. At the height of a devastating plague, millions dying, the economy in ruins, the streets of Rome filled with grief, the most powerful person in the world walked through the imperial palace and began to mark things for sale. For 2 months, on the great lawn of the emperor's palace, Marcus Aurelius sold his own possessions. The jewels, the robes, the finery of empire. Not because he had to, because people were suffering. And he refused to live in excess, while they did. He sent no message with words. The act was the message. I do not need these things more than you need help. Where to use this today? Think of a relationship, personal or professional, where someone needs something that would cost you comfort, time, or pride to give. And ask honestly, what am I holding on to that I could offer instead? Greatness is not built in what we accumulate. It is revealed in what we are willing to give up when giving up matters. Lesson 2. You are never truly stuck. Where to use this? When a door has closed and you cannot see what comes next, there is a particular despair that arrives when a path closes. A relationship ends. A plan fails. An opportunity disappears before you were ready to lose it. And the mind, in that moment, decides, this is it. I am stuck. There is nowhere left to go. Marcus Aurelius looked at this with eyes that had seen war, plague, betrayal, and loss. And he said something that has survived 2,000 years because it is simply, stubbornly true. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Not that nothing can stop you, but that when one path closes, other capacities remain open. The person who blocks your plan cannot block your patience. The situation that ruins your direction cannot ruin your character. The loss that takes something from you cannot take your ability to choose what you do next. No one can stop you from that. Where to use this today? Name the thing you currently believe is stopping you. Then ask, what remains available to me, even within this limitation? There is always something, a direction to turn, a virtue to practice, a capacity to exercise that the obstacle did not take. Find it, move toward it. Even a single step in a new direction is proof that you are not stuck. Lesson 3. Knowing is not enough. Where to use this? Every time you catch yourself postponing what you already know you should do, here is something uncomfortable. You already know what you need to do. Almost certainly. The conversation you keep delaying, the habit you keep meaning to change, the thing you have been about to start for weeks or months or longer than you would like to admit. Marcus Aurelius wrote it plainly with the directness of someone who had no patience for elegant excuses. You could be good today. Instead, you choose tomorrow. The problem is not information. If it were information, every problem would already be solved. The problem is the gap between knowing and doing, between understanding and moving, between intending and beginning. Where to use this today? Identify one thing you have been postponing under the guise of preparation, timing, or waiting for the right moment. And take one step, not the whole journey. One step, today. Not tomorrow. Not when it feels right. Now. Because the Stoics understood something modern life obscures. The first step is the hardest. Everything after it is already easier. Lesson 4. The anxiety was never about what you thought. Where to use this? When you feel anxious, and cannot identify exactly why. There is a realization that arrives only in stillness. When the noise quiets, when the schedule clears, when the obligations fall away, you might expect to feel relief. And then you notice the anxiety is still there, unchanged, unattached to anything specific, just present. Marcus Aurelius wrote something remarkable about this. He said, "I discarded my anxiety, not because circumstances improved, because it was within me, not escaped, discarded." He wrote this during a plague, while millions were dying, while the empire was suffering. And still he traced the anxiety back to its true origin, not the situation, the self. This changes everything. Because if the anxiety lives inside you, not in the traffic, not in the deadline, not in the difficult relationship, then no external change will dissolve it. But the internal recognition can. Where to use this today? The next time anxiety arrives, before you look for the external cause, pause and ask, is this feeling about what is actually happening? Or is this a pattern I have been carrying long before today's situation arrived? You do not need to answer perfectly. Simply asking the question creates a distance between you and the feeling. And in that distance, a small but genuine freedom appears. Lesson 5. How you begin the day is how you live it. Where to use this? Every morning, before the world claims the first hour of your day, Marcus Aurelius rose early. Not because it was easy, not because he had to, because he understood something most people discover too late. The morning is the only time of day that belongs entirely to you. Before the demands arrive, before the opinions begin, before the noise claims what silence could have been, he asked himself each morning, what were you made for? To lie here, kept warm, or to do the work of a living being? And then he sat with his journal, the private pages of the most powerful person on earth, not to perform wisdom, but to find it. To examine who he was, what he believed, whether yesterday aligned with what he said he stood for. And then he worked on the most important thing, with full attention, as if it might be the last thing he ever did. Where to use this today? Tomorrow morning, before the phone, before the screen, before anything external claims your attention. Take 10 minutes. Ask yourself 3 questions. What matters most today? Who do I want to be before this day is over? What would I regret leaving undone? Those questions, asked consistently, over weeks and months, will reshape the direction of your life more reliably than any strategy or resolution. Lesson 6. Other people are the practice. Where to use this? When someone is frustrating you in a relationship, at work, in any moment of friction, Marcus Aurelius was honest in a way that most philosophers are not. He admitted, in his private journal, that people frustrated him, that they were obnoxious, inconsistent, often difficult to understand or forgive. And then, with characteristic stoic precision, he turned the frustration into philosophy. People are the obstacle, and like all obstacles, they are also the way. Because it is easy to be patient when nothing tests your patience. Easy to be kind when kindness costs nothing. Easy to practice virtue in conditions that do not require it. But to be just in the face of injustice, to be calm in the face of someone else's storm, to be generous when you have genuine reason to be bitter, that is where the practice lives. That is where character is built. Where to use this today? Think of someone who is currently frustrating you. Instead of asking, why are they like this? Ask, what is this person teaching me about my own patience, my own judgment, my own capacity for grace? The most difficult people in your life are offering you something no comfortable situation ever could. The chance to prove that what you believe is not just a thought, it is something you actually live. Lesson 7. 3 words that hold everything. Where to use this? When life feels overwhelming, meaningless, or too short to waste on what currently consumes you. The Stoics left us 3 ideas that, held together, form something like a complete philosophy of living. Not 3 separate concepts. One truth, seen from 3 angles. The first, Amor Fati. It did not happen to you. It happened for you. Not because suffering is romantic, not because loss should be celebrated, but because the fire, as Marcus wrote, turns everything it touches into fuel and brightness. Whatever arrived, the disappointment, the failure, the thing that was taken, can become material. Use it. The second, acts for the common good. The Stoics were not studying philosophy to become better at existing for themselves. They were asking, what am I contributing? What am I building that will outlast me? How am I serving something beyond my own comfort? The fruit of a life well lived, Marcus said, is not wealth or recognition. It is good character and acts for the common good. The third, Memento Mori. You could leave life right now, not as a fear, as a clarifier. Because when you hold that truth, when you let it determine what you do and say and think, the trivial becomes obviously trivial. The essential becomes obviously essential. The people you love become obviously worth every inconvenient moment of attention you have been withholding. Where to use all three today? Look at something that is currently consuming your energy and ask 3 questions, one from each principle. Can I find the fuel in this? Does this serve something beyond myself? Would I still give this my attention if I knew time was running out? Those 3 questions, applied to anything, a relationship, a decision, a habit, will tell you more about what to do than almost any other guidance you could find. The Emperor's Secret. Marcus Aurelius never published his journal. He wrote it for no one. No audience. No applause. No legacy to manage. Just a person, however powerful, trying to live in alignment with what they believed. Trying to be better than they were yesterday. That is the secret the philosopher king left behind. Not a system. Not a strategy. Not a set of rules to follow when it is convenient. But a daily practice of examining, of questioning, of choosing again and again to be the person you said you wanted to be when no one was watching. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do today. Not in fear, in clarity, in the particular quiet urgency of someone who understands that this moment, unrepeatable, irreplaceable, already passing, deserves your full presence. Begin there.